Imagine a vast, tumultuous sea. The waves crash violently against each other. The sky darkens with thunder, and the winds scream in defiance. Standing at the edge of the storm is you, a solitary figure gazing into the chaos. Life, like the storm before you, is relentless. It hurls challenges, uncertainty, and doubt in your path. Yet, within this chaos lies a decision that only you can answer. Will you rise above, or will you drift with the current? This is not merely a question of survival, but of purpose. What kind of person will you become in the face of adversity? Will you cling to excuses and falter, or will you embrace the storm as your teacher? Adversity is not here to break you. It is here to shape you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The storm is not your enemy. It is your proving ground. Show ancient ships navigating through rough seas, symbolizing humanity's perpetual struggle against nature. Narration. Most people spend their lives resisting life's storms, yearning for calm waters. But a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. It is only through turbulence that you discover your strength. Stoicism teaches us that every challenge is an opportunity to grow if we choose to see it that way. The next time you face a challenge, pause. Ask yourself, what is this difficulty teaching me? How can I grow from this experience? The storm doesn't just rage outside, it rages within. Fear, anger, and doubt swirl in your mind, threatening to pull you under. But the Stoics remind us, you are not your emotions. Statue of a serene philosopher, standing firm while a tempest whirls around them. Epictetus taught us that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our perception of them. The storm of life can only sink you if you let it invade your inner world. You have the power to choose how you respond. Imagine this, you lose your job. Panic begins to set in. But instead of succumbing, you take a step back and ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? What is within my power to change? This simple shift from emotion to reason can transform how you navigate life. In the midst of the storm, what keeps you grounded? The Stoics believed it was virtue, courage, wisdom, temperance, and justice. These are your anchors, the principles that define who you are, regardless of external chaos. A solitary tree standing strong against a hurricane, its roots gripping firmly into the earth. When life feels overwhelming, return to your values. Ask yourself, am I acting with courage? Am I being just? Am I exercising wisdom? These questions will keep you aligned with your higher self. Interlude. The quiet within the storm, even. The fiercest storms have a center of calm, the eye. Likewise, within the chaos of life, there is a space of stillness within you. This is where true power resides. Seneca wrote, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." True peace comes not from a life free of storms, but from mastering the storm within. Take a moment to sit quietly today. Breathe deeply. Feel the stillness within you, even if the world outside feels chaotic. No matter how fierce the storm, remember this. You are not helpless. You are the captain of your ship, the master of your fate. A lone sailor gripping the wheel of a ship, steering through towering waves. The Stoics remind us that we may not control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. Life will always be unpredictable, but your response is yours to command. When faced with challenges, don't say, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead say, "How will I face this?" That subtle shift transforms you from a victim to a victor. Life's storms are inevitable, but your response is not. Within every moment lies a choice. Will you rise above, or will you drift with the current? This is not just a question, it is a way of life. Embrace the storm. Learn from it. The weight of indecision is heavier than any storm. It binds you, shackles you, and whispers lies to your soul. Why burden yourself with such lofty ideals? Take what is easy, what is available. Why risk everything for a path uncertain? But here lies the great paradox. The easy path enslaves the soul. Each moment of hesitation erodes your freedom to choose. The mind, when left undecided, becomes its own prison, slowly constructing walls of regret and self-doubt. Every moment of indecision is a brick in the wall of stagnation. Consider this. Have you ever stood frozen, knowing what you needed to do but hesitated out of fear? Now ask yourself, what did that hesitation cost you? Opportunities, growth, a stronger sense of self. Indecision is the slow decay of freedom. While comfort lures you with its promises of safety and ease, it is virtue that liberates the soul. Virtue requires effort, courage, and sacrifice. But it offers something far greater than fleeting comfort, a life of meaning. The traveler finally steps onto the narrow, rocky path. Though the way is difficult, their stride grows steadier, their figure stronger with each step, a blazing fire in the dark, illuminating a figure standing tall with resolve. Surrounded by shadows that attempt to close in, courage is the foundation of all virtue. Without it, wisdom remains unacted upon, temperance falters, and justice becomes an empty ideal. It is courage that gives life to action, that transforms thought into reality. But courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. The Stoics believed that fear often arises not from external events, but from our interpretation of them. Epictetus reminds us, "He who is not a slave to fear is free." Ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Most often, the answer is not the storm itself, but the story we tell ourselves about it. Indecision is not merely inaction. It is surrender. Each moment of delay is a moment in which you relinquish control, not to fate, but to the whims of others. The Stoics warned us of this subtle, yet profound truth. When you do not act, someone or something will act in your place. To delay is to hand your life to chance, to let the currents of circumstance dictate your direction. But choice, your power to decide, is the one thing that truly belongs to you. The question is, are you using it or are you letting it slip away? Close your eyes and reflect on this question. What decisions have been avoiding? Perhaps it is a difficult conversation, a bold career move, or the courage to let go of something harmful. By delaying, what have you surrendered? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. The time for deliberation must always give way to action. Each choice you make, no matter how small, is an assertion of your freedom. To hesitate is to lose this gift. Ownership of your fate, a compass spinning wildly in someone's hand. When they stop hesitating and choose, the needle steadies and points true north. The Stoics believed that your fate is shaped not by external events, but by how you choose to respond to them. Life will always present uncertainty, but within that uncertainty lies an opportunity to decide who you are and what you stand for. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be free is not to control everything, but to control yourself. Each decision, each deliberate step forward is an act of reclaiming your fate. Ask yourself, what is one decision I have been avoiding that I can act on today? Don't overthink it. Act, reclaim your power one step at a time. There will come a time when life places you at a crossroads. The path forward will be unclear, and the weight of the decision may feel unbearable, as though it could crush you. The uncertainty will whisper, "Wait, stay here. Do nothing." The answer will come in time. But understand this, indecision does not spare you from consequences. It merely lets the world choose for you. Inaction is not a shield, it is an open door, an invitation for others to decide your fate. And the world will choose often without regard for your values, your dreams, or your aspirations. Think of a moment when you stood at such a crossroads. Did you hesitate? Did the decision pass you by, leaving you with a path not of your choosing? Now ask yourself, what would I have done differently if I had trusted my ability to decide? The Stoics remind us that clarity often comes not before the decision, but through it. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Fear of the unknown paralyzes the mind, but the act of choosing sets it free. A figure stepping boldly onto an uneven, uncertain path while others remain frozen behind. The Stoics understood that no decision is ever perfect. The path forward may remain unclear, even after you choose. But courage is not in knowing the outcome, it is in taking the step, despite not knowing. To choose is to affirm your agency. To act is to take responsibility for your life. And even if the road ahead is difficult, even if you falter, you will learn, grow, and adapt. For as long as you are the one deciding, you remain free. Ask yourself, am I avoiding this decision because I fear failure, or because I fear responsibility? Recognize that the act of choosing, even imperfectly, is always better than surrendering to indecision. Of your principles, your decisions will always feel uncertain, and your freedom will remain elusive. An ancient figure carving words into stone, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. These virtues shine with a steady light, illuminating their path forward. The act of self-declaration is not merely for the moment, it is for the lifetime. When you decide who you are, when you choose your principles, you create a compass that will guide you through every storm, every crossroads, and every uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time on what others think of you. Be content to be who you truly are." To make a choice to declare your path is not just to take action, it is to affirm your very existence. Ask yourself, what is one decision I can make today that aligns with who I truly am? Write it down, act on it. With every decision made in alignment with your values, you move closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the mastery of it. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, to the unknown, to the possibility of failure. But the Stoics remind us, do not waste time deliberating over what you cannot control. Focus only on what lies within your grasp, your thoughts, your actions, your choices. Everything else is noise. The storm may rage, the world may shift, but your power lies in your response, your ability to master the fear that threatens to paralyze you. Think of a fear that holds you back. Ask yourself, is this fear rooted in something I control? Or is it tied to external forces beyond me? Recognize the difference. Let go of what you cannot influence and focus your energy on what you can. A serene lake amidst a raging storm, its surface undisturbed by the chaos surrounding it. The Stoics believed that true strength lies in the ability to control oneself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When you master your fear and focus on what lies within your control, you tap into a quiet, unshakable strength. This strength does not come from controlling the world, it comes from controlling how you meet it. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what is within my control right now? What small action can I take that aligns with my values? By focusing on what you can do, you regain clarity and composure. Decisions define us. They carve the shape of our lives from the raw stone of existence. Every choice, no matter how small, is a chisel strike against the marble of your being. So ask yourself, what will you choose today? Comfort or courage? Virtue or vice? Will you stand firm or will you waver? These questions are not rhetorical, they demand answers. Every moment, every crossroads, every fleeting second presents you with an opportunity to sculpt the person you are becoming. An hourglass with sand slipping away rapidly. A figure reaches out and grabs the hourglass, symbolizing their decision to act before time runs out. The time to make up your mind is now. Not tomorrow, not when the storm passes, not when the road is easy. Now, because in this fleeting moment, you hold the power to shape your destiny. Procrastination is the thief of time and the thief of potential. Every delay, every excuse, every hesitation robs you of the chance to claim your life as your own. The Stoics taught us to act with urgency, not out of panic, but out of purpose. As Seneca wrote, while we wait for life, life passes. Pause and reflect. What decision have been putting off? Perhaps it is a small step, a call to make, a task to complete, a habit to begin. Or perhaps it is something greater, a bold move toward a dream or a courageous stand for your values. Whatever it is, the time to act is now. This is your time. Make it count. The decisions you make today will ripple into eternity. They will define not only your life, but the legacy you leave behind. In every moment, you have the power to choose to shape your destiny, to rise above, to live in alignment with your highest self. The question is simple. Will you? The storm will come. The crossroads will appear. But within you lies everything you need to face them. Courage, wisdom, virtue, the power to decide. Every storm, every crossroads, every moment of hesitation is an invitation, a call to decide who you are and what you stand for. Life will never wait. The world will never pause, and the storms will never stop. But within you lies a strength far greater than the chaos outside, a strength forged by your choices, anchored by your values, and sustained by your courage.